And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Frostline, we have our red Terran player, the South Korean Terran. Representing Shopify Rebellion, it is ByuN. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Protoss player representing Team Liquid. It is SKillous. Here we go. So we are going to be settling in. In what worlds ByuN expected this to work? I mean, he has, beaten SKillous before. Like, it's ByuN, he has taken down some big Protoss names with his mech in the past, including players like Hero, players like Showtime. But again, ByuN was just heavily reliant on SKillous being more passive, is the thing to bear in mind. And I don't blame ByuN for going for that on Amygdala. Again, Amygdala known for being a larger map, a longer map as well. So if you're going to try to get away with mass tank production early on, you would do so on these larger maps like Neon Violet Square, Abyssal Reef, and Amygdala. They do come to mind. King's Cove as well. But alas, of course, SKillous did punish him, did deny that from happening, but it was a risk that ByuN was willing to take. From here, though, we're now getting into our next series. Getting to our next best of 5. So far, economic opener out of ByuN, going for the CC on location. And SKillous is here to delay. Not bad. SKillous, he will delay the expansion, does force it off center. Of course, the CC can always lift and land, but is an inefficient start for ByuN. Inefficient nonetheless. So nice cheeky move here from SKillous, and he pulls away. Does pull away, is aware of the economic opener, and we can settle into Frostline. Now, Frostline is an interesting map. On the one hand, yes, Frostline is one of the larger maps in the map pool. That is true. Oh, right, before I get ahead of myself, you know what time it is? It is Gamba time. Predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will take, who will be our champion. Who is going to be our champion here this week, as this is the grand finals. This is the best of 5. Best of luck. Best of luck in the chat. As you embrace your Gamba. Coming into this, I want to give it the... I mean, SKillous has been popping off. SKillous, he beat ByuN, he beat Kior not too long ago as well. I want to say that ByuN is a comparable Terran player to those that I mentioned. I'm hoping for a back and forth. I'm hoping for a series, regardless of how this goes. I don't want a 3-0. I don't want a 3-0. I want a 3-1. I want a 3-2. Give me some games, man. Give me some games. Ooh, the F does arrive in time. Oh, will block. Let's go. He will delay even further. He's under the CC. Beautifully done. And SKillous, I mean, Marauders, they don't really do too much damage here. He will shade away. He will shade away. Marauders, a tickle adepts. Nicely done. Again, just delaying ByuN even further. And do you see what I see? Ooh. That is the second Rax. That is a second Rax before the starport. We're getting ready for a 2-1-1. Now, if you recall, 2-1-1s, they're a rare sight in this matchup as well. They're more common against Zerg players, but we already saw a 2-1-1 against Terran earlier between ByuN and Nickrat. Here, 2-1-1 against Protoss. Now, we actually saw this earlier today. Was it Clem? Yeah, it might have been Clem here that went for the 2-1-1 earlier this morning in OSC. But basically, this is a very aggressive build and very committed as well. What I mean by that, going for this build, we're going for add-ons here for the factory. We're going for a reactor into add-on swap into medevac production. This is going to delay any kind of commitment into tanks. It's going to delay tank production. So this bio move out, this stim timing, it's going to hit hard, but it needs to get damage. It does need to get damage. Otherwise, ByuN would be in a really rough position. Blink is on the way. Third Rax gets thrown down. ByuN still committing to really early Marauder production. There's that early stim. As we mentioned, again, this is a stim timing. This is the purpose of the build, is to rush into stim and to move out. Oh boy. As we do start things off with the mine drop. And as we mentioned, that factory only being used for add-ons. Again, there's no tanks. So if SKillous, for example, is going for 4-gate blink, oh no! As he does catch that medevac, if he's going for 4-gate blink, there's no tanks. There's 0 tanks to defend. It's purely bio. So that's why this is risky, and that is why the stim timing needs to trade well. It's also why this is a rare build, because it's risky, right? It does put a lot of pressure on the Terran, because if they fail to get damage done, then things can very quickly swing out of control. Back at home, how many gateways? 3 gates. So you 3-gate blink into a third base. Very middle-of-the-road build here from SKillous. He is going to be applying some pressure. He's aware of the drop. He has Stalkers to defend. Stalkers back at home, likewise, does push towards that natural. There are Marauders, though, plenty of them. So far, good control. Nice repair. Does pull the boys. Bunker holds. Meanwhile, Medevac will survive. The mine shot up. Oh my god, massive connection. 4-7 probe kills. SKillous, he did react a little bit too late. Brutal losses in the main. And ByuN, good start. And this is merely only the first phase. First the mine drop, then the sim timing. With mass Marauder. Oh boy. When this army moves out, it is going to hit like a truck. SKillous' goal to slow this down. Sim is revealed. Sim is revealed. SKillous, he picks up a couple of Marines. More Stalkers moving out. It's so important and so imperative here that SKillous is active with these Stalkers, as he needs to slow down that army. And we'll see if he can. ByuN is simming across the map, catches the Stalker. Stalker goes down. Double drop here towards the main. Double drop towards the main base. SKillous, he does miss the drop. Trying to rotate. Trying to keep up. Drop into the main. Does get spotted. Forced to unload. This is better for SKillous. Fighting out in the open. The snow lots, they're coming in. And the Mavericks start being targeted down. Oh my god. One barely escapes. It's so close. Will fall, but will unload. Whew. Will unload in time. SKillous, he will clean this up though, and only loses Stalkers. He trades out Stalkers, he maintains the economy. His third base is getting up and running. SKillous, he holds. He holds, he survives, charge is now done. He can now embrace his gateway-centric army. As a reminder, SKillous is very fond of going for charge before splash damage, before Colossus, and before Storm. Getting another base, staying on a very low gas count, which does mean he has to preserve those Stalkers, as he's going to have very limited gas income to reinforce. Has to rely on mainly Zealot reinforcements instead. Drops, they pass by each other. The fourth base is exposed. SKillous is out of position, and the base goes down. Massive pickup. As I'll say, drop in. ByuN, he's all over this. Denies the expansion. SKillous, he continues warp-ins. Gets forced back. So I'll say dive into the main. They get a couple of SCVs. Not bad, we're getting damage done. 7 SCV kills. Main army towards that natural. We're trying to pull ByuN apart. And so far it's working. The bunker is exposed. The Immortal has arrived. ByuN, he's distracted, dropping across the map. SKillous, he doesn't break through. He doesn't break the natural. He's forced to recall. Oh my god. And ByuN holds. Whew. ByuN does hold. That was very tense. That was very tense. Very close. SKillous, he wants those medevacs. Doesn't get them. Again, a very messy setup. Likewise, medevacs, they pull away. And ByuN is establishing his third. He gets away with his third base, now taking up. Ghost Academy is done, and building up his bio. Okay, his Ghost production. Meanwhile, we do have our splash damage of choice here from SKillous. He's going into his own Templar Archives, into Storm. So charge into Storm, now taking gases, taking another expansion. The game is slowing down. Was a very intense mid-game here, getting up to until this point. We're past it. We are now past it. Players are stabilizing. Players are settling down. And we're getting ready for that next phase. ByuN still being very active, and look at how Marauder heavy he is. Jesus. What does this mean? This means that storms, they're gonna tickle the army. He can take a storm, he can take 3 storms to the face, and he can just take it. He can tank it back. So Ramai does distract, does keep the reinforcements back at home. ByuN though is moving out towards that would-be 4th. He's also ready. ByuN sims in. No shield battery. And from here it can kite well. Stalkers, they come in for a flank, going for the medevac. Storm comes in. Storm isn't ready. 1 second away. Oh my god, the prism is still. Oh, the prism goes down. The High Templar as well. No storms. And without storms, this might just be too much. ByuN catches out the army. EMP pops off. And where are the storms? They're coming. Yeah, High Templar, they're trying to reinforce. Immortal goes down. And ByuN may have just broken Skillous. Takes down all the Zealots. Catches the Immortal. Storm now coming in. But it's too late. It's too little too late. The damage has been done. High Templar, they overextend. They get caught out as well. And Skillous is barely holding on, but he lost everything. Forced to recall, drop towards the top side. Regardless, he's just being called apart. He has no supply. He cannot keep up. GG gets called, and ByuN will take game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, ByuN does take the first game. Storm, unfortunately, the first Storm didn't quite connect. We saw that ByuN, he sniped the War Prism, sniped the Prism, denied and killed the first High Templar. No Storm, and without that Storm, there was nothing to defend. There were 2 more High Templar, but the High Templar were out of position. Basically, there was one High Templar with the main army for Skillous, and he had 2 High Templar over towards the 3rd base. He had them over towards the 3rd base, so he was getting them ready for like a run-by or a drop or a counter-attack. Because of that, he was relying on that 1 High Templar. And got focused down. It was sniped ahead of time with that. GG. GG, well played. The High Templar were out of position. The other High Templar, I should say. And ByuN breaks through. Does break through. And with that, we're getting to our next game. Go, and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of El Dorado, we have our South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran, who, representing Shopify Rebellion, leading the series 1-0. It is ByuN. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Protoss player for Team Liquid. Down in the series, we'll see if he can bounce back and tie things up and make a series out of this. It is SKillous. And as we're selling, this is a big shout out to Sort of Gab. Thank you so much, Sort of. Thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session. Hope you had a great time. And welcome one and all to the Sparkling Tuna Cup. We are here in the grand finals. This is a best of 5 between ByuN and SKillous. We just wrapped up with game 1. It was a very intense game 1. And now we're getting into game number 2. Let's go. Let us go. It goes before Storm even finishes. Yes, I do apologize if I didn't make that clear, but because of the stim timing, because of the early bio commitment out of ByuN, did lead into earlier ghosts as well. The build kind of that's kind of like the end goal of the build is where it kind of directs or where it leads into. Do apologize if I did not make that clear. But from here, double gas opener out of ByuN. Once again, I say once again, went for an economic opener on Frostline. This time more tech heavy here, faster factory. Faster factory out of ByuN. Meanwhile, we have SKillous back at home going for his own standard opener. But again, thank you so much, Soto. Thank you. Always do appreciate it. Always. Do appreciate it. Cool. As we're here with our second broadcast of the day. Earlier today, we were live with OSC Season 12 Championship. Now we're here with the Sparkling Tuna Cup. Tomorrow, we're going to be casting the Clem versus Zoun show match. There's a best of 9 between the two of them, so do look forward to that. Best of 9 between Clem and Zoun. That is going to be in 11 hours, in 11 hours time. And we also have the Wardy TV Monday Open Cup as well. Open Cup. I hope you're doing well, sort of. Hope you're enjoying Age of Empires as well. Maybe you're taking a bit of a break from StarCraft, or spreading your wings. Wish you the best. As now we can focus on our game, and oh my god, SKillous! Stargate opener. Bold move here out of SKillous, going for the Stargate. Especially on a larger map. I mean, there's a bit of a give and take here. On the one hand, short rushes is by air. True. Short rushes is by air, so Stargate play can be effective. At the same time, though, if ByuN, if he's able to scout this early on, he can punish this, as you are vulnerable early on to early game aggression. Now, it can be more difficult to scout just because there's no Reaper Cliff into the main, so there's limited ways for the Terran player to scout. They have to focus here on getting into the natural first. And you can see the Adepts are in position. So SKillous, he's trying to keep an eye on any kind of move outs. Here comes ByuN with that double gas, going for reactored Reaper initially, or 3 Reaper into Hellion, moving out. Following this up with a 1-1-1. And we could go Banshee. We'll see if we go for the add-on swap into Banshee play, or if we keep the Tech Lab on the factory and go for a Cyclone drop, even a tank drop. Army dives in, Cyclone's on the way. First Adept will fall, and the Phoenix is revealed. He knows. And now ByuN is aware, gets into the mineral line, 3 probes go down. Solid damage. Getting into the main. Getting 3 workers. Oh, getting a 4th towards the end. And now that ByuN is aware of the opener, has he respond? So far, Cyclone into Viking. Okay, very safe response, getting as much anti-air as possible. This is also why it's important that the dive was able to get 4 probe kills and get a full scout to let ByuN know he needs that Viking. Otherwise, it would have been a surprise. Would have been a surprise. And then say shade in. Phoenix, they go for the Cyclone. Not bad. Cyclone gets lifted. Cyclone gets locked down. Viking comes in for support. We get the mass repair. And the repairs are good enough. Oh my god, the Cyclone survives. Can we repair the Viking? We cannot. Viking still goes down. Decent trades here from the Phoenixes. Ooh, but one Phoenix does fall. And ByuN holds on. He does hold his own. Trading out 1 SCV, a couple of Marines, a Viking. And he's building up. Continuing Cyclone production. Continuing his Marines. SKillous attempting to maintain map control. And his goal here is to contain and to keep ByuN at home. So far, good damage. Gets 2 SCVs. Gets 2 workers. Does pull away. Does pull back. Likewise, charge behind this, getting into his 3rd base, getting into the expansion. Again, charge is a very common follow-up here to Phoenixes. Phoenix Colossus is a style that has kind of fallen by the wayside. Was very meta a couple of years ago, but nowadays, less so. Has fallen out of favor. As again, Terran players have just gotten better and better at punishing it and crushing it. Punishing Phoenix openers specifically. As Scan does reveal the Forge, does reveal the gateways, is aware that charge should be on the way. ByuN knows. Behind this, working towards +1, Stim, combat shields, building up his bio army, and just still stuck at her. So from here, it's all about SKillous being as greedy as possible. Just saturating that third base, building up his upgrades, setting up his production, more gateways on the way, and getting ready for the eventual move out, which is on the horizon here. Stim is just now finishing. Now ByuN can move out. He has Stim, he has Medivacs, now it's time. Now SKillous is getting ready for a proxy gateway. This is to reinforce and to go for run-bys, to go for counterattacks. SKillous does spot the army. And so far unable to slow it down. Warping in more Zealots back at home. He does have those sentries, he has force fields ready. And he does need to force field the army. He does dive in. Picks up a Cyclone. Ooh, mine jumps on the sentry. Sentry goes down. And ByuN stims in. He stims in. Now there's one sentry left. Limited force fields. SKillous, he is in trouble here. Has to pull back. Likewise, ByuN respects those zealots. They do warp into reinforce. ByuN waiting for reinforcements. Waiting for his ByuN. Does get spotted. And here we go. SKillous tries to commit. Once again, though, he's just being kited down. He just cannot engage head on. Not like this. Does force field. Does slow down the push. But it was only one sentry, and alas, he's zoned away from his own natural. ByuN sims in. Zelze coming from behind. Oof, the mine shots are brutal, though. Yeah, some brutal mine shots. SimCity working against SKillous. Zelze get choked up. And the Bio Army, good positioning so far here by ByuN. He's getting lifted. Is being cleaned up. He will lose everything. And SKillous will hold. SKillous, he will hold on. Just barely. It's not a clean trade, though. Leading out a lot of zealots. But he will eventually overwhelm. Bleeds out 8 probes, but does hold. Does hold, does survive. We'll lose half the mineral line, though. That's 11 workers going down. Likewise, SKillous has no fourth. No fourth expansion. Speaking of, ByuN now taking his third. We have a game. We have a game. We have a back and forth. ByuN was quite committed there. He was hoping, I'm sure, that he could end the game. Wasn't able to. Able to end it. Third base now being taken. And now ByuN is going to be the defender. Now SKillous has gained map control. The turns have tabled. Oh, has to be careful there. Again, he's ready for that run by. Ready for the counter attack. Likewise, Ghost production on the horizon. Armory as well for +2. That is a late armory for ByuN, as he's stuck on 1-1 a little bit longer. Meanwhile, ByuN gets distracted. Zelze busts into the mineral line. SCVs are going down. Only getting a handful, though. Oh, the Zelze get trapped. Yeah, they get choked up. It's going to be only 4 SCVs falling. Good defense here by ByuN. Zelze trying to catch reinforcements, and just like the last game, a very Marauder-heavy style. And again, into those ghosts. Making 3 ghosts at a time. Zelze coming for the surround. Catching out the army. Boys are being pulled. And ByuN, can he hold on? SimCity working with him here. And trying to choke up the army. And he trades. He does hold by at a cost of 20 SCVs. Again, he had to pull the boys. Boys were pulled. 20 SCVs go down. And SKillous, he mainly trades out zealots. Remember, this is a very cheap army. Very cheap army. He maintains the phoenixes, throws away zealots. That was how many? That's 67. As we have lost a lot of zealots this game, but mainly zealots against gas, against marauders, against SCVs. Is it good enough though? The proxy gets found. SKillous catching reinforcements. Not bad. EMP pops up. Catching out 2 phoenixes. Oh, the ghosts. They do a lot of damage. That was crazy. The phoenix gets shut down. And ByuN takes the lead. ByuN, what's crazy is that ByuN, he lost 20 SCVs and his worker count was even with SKillous. And again, a big part of this late fourth. We mentioned it after the first attack, but the 4th base was never thrown down. And only now is on the way. So late 4th base for SKillous. He's falling behind economically. And because there was no 4th, I mean, it does almost signify that he was all in. The SKillous, he was all in. He was committed. Now we have Storm halfway done, but SKillous is not really ready for this kind of game state. He does need more time. And we have how many ghosts? We have 6. Sorry, we have 8. 8 ghosts. Storm is still not yet done. As ByuN moves out, SKillous going for a Zealot run by. Oh, ByuN gets distracted. Does turn around. And SKillous, he will finish Storm. Storm is finishing up. Zealots are dealt with. SKillous, he will now be able to establish his 4th base as ByuN is getting his. Again, SKillous still behind economically. It's been my biggest concern for the past like 5 minutes. Ah, no. And SKillous, he's being outscaled. He's being outscaled here. He's heavily reliant on these storms. And if they don't connect, it's going to be a rough fight. Does move in. Mine shots get baited. Storm moving forward. Nice EMP. Catches 1-9 Templar. Oh, the storms. Throws him down. EMP did flank. And with that was the final storm. That was the final storm here for SKillous. Is being able. Oh my god, never mind. Oh, the storms are crazy. Oh my god. They will hide Templar in the prison. There's some beautiful storms, but despite that, it's not enough. That's crazy. The storms were insane, but still not good enough. ByuN, he breaks through. GG, and ByuN takes a 2-0 lead. GG. ByuN, he will take the lead. And again, SKillous winding it back. He was pretty all in for most of that game. As a reminder, his 4th base was incredibly late, so he could not sustain himself into a longer game state. Despite getting into storms towards the end, he still did not have a large enough, a big enough economy and a large enough army to actually keep up with ByuN. GG. GG, well played. Basically, when SKillous, when he tried to break that 3rd base, when he killed 20 SCVs, his goal there was to kill ByuN, and he had to. When he didn't, that was almost game then and there. Almost. With that, GG, well played. And that takes us into our next game. Into game number 3. Here we go. SKillous is playing in What is Tournament 2. Yes, SKillous, he unfortunately does... I believe we're still in an okay position. Yeah. I believe SKillous is playing after Spirit versus Shin, so I'm sure there's a little bit of pressure on him, but so far it looks like he has plenty of time. It looks okay. Thankfully. But that might be something weighing on his mind. That is true. Unfortunately. That is something that can make a player anxious and can stress out a player as well, is that they have like a really tight schedule. But regardless, we're getting into our next game, and spawning in the top right-hand corner of ley lines, we have our South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran, representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Blue Protoss player, representing Team Liquid, down in the series 2-0. It is SKillous. Luckily, the person before him is Spirit. Don't worry, Spirit will make it a 3-hour series. Unironically true. You're like, mate, SKillous, aren't you playing in Warriors Tournament? Mate, ByuN's playing. What do you mean? Mate, I got like 5 hours. What do you... Wait, we're good to go. Do you want to make the finals the best of 7? True. Plenty of time. Oh no. As ByuN does open up with an eBay block, will disrupt the opener, the boys are being pulled, and SKillous will deal with said eBay. So thankfully, SKillous, he does spot this ahead of time. For those that are curious, if he didn't scout ahead of time, if he didn't send down the probe, if this base has gone anywhere close to completion, then SKillous will be forced to expand at the triangular 3rd or the linear 3rd location. So it would have been a really rough position, but thankfully, it does force a cancel, and SKillous can expand. He can now take the Nexus. Back at home, ByuN pulling back, and can settle in as well. So he does delay the CC, so he does delay the Nexus at least, and does deny mining time, getting his own CC on the high ground. We go. I like to see a reverse sweep. Yeah, we could see one, 100%. I can definitely see. I mean, SKillous so far has been... There's a lot of pressure on him, of course. There's a lot of pressure. He's down 0-2. But I want to believe. I want to believe in Nikita. He can bring it back. Can bring it back here. As this time we open up Twilight Council. So more of a standard opener this time out of Nikita. As a reminder, last game we did open up Phoenixes. Did go for a Phoenix opener into charge. And went for basically a borderline 3-base all-in. Against SKillous, his 4th base was so heavily delayed last game, and it meant that as the game went further, he was being outscaled. He just could not keep up, could not sustain himself. That final fight, he was basically all in. And we saw it just was not enough to break ByuN. There was potential with those storms, but even then we had like the perfect storms at the end, and still just too much bio. From here, though, we're getting into Game 3. ByuN getting into his 1-1-1 follow-up. Setting up for a Mind Drop. Likewise, how many gates for SKillous? So far, he's on 2. So far, 2-gate blink. We'll see if he goes for extra gateways or if he goes for a faster 3rd base. On a map that's a little bit smaller, like ley lines, I expect a 3-gate opener, and there it is, 3rd gateway's on the way. We could go for a 4th gateway if SKillous wants to be hyper-aggressive, but so far, 3-gate is just a very safe way to play. Very safe. Gives you map control, allows you to contain your opponents, and get your 3rd base up and running. Ideally. As ByuN does move out. Here come those Widow Mines. Behind this, throwing down his 3rd racks. His 3-1-1 set, sorry, his 2nd racks even. Soon to be his 3rd. Boosting into that mineral line. Right now, SKillous, he's distracted. But he does react. Does react in time. Does pull away. So far, so good. But last ByuN, he will escape with both Widow Mines. Does get away. Ooh. Does get away. He can always come back in. At least he is forcing supply to be kept back at home in the mineral line. So some decent damage so far here by ByuN. He also scouts the extra gateway. He is aware, and back at home should be setting up his Sim City. Yeah, he's walling up with his racks, his factory, his tank is now up. Bunker is on the way. ByuN, he's turtling up. He's securing himself. As the first tank does siege. Behind this, SKillous expands. Remember, it is 3-gate blink into a 3rd. Does get behind the mineral line, gets a couple of SCVs. Up! And shouldn't lose anything here, but 1 Stalker does fall. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, late blink there from SKillous. Lose 1 Stalker for 3 SCVs. It's an okay trade. It's okay. Rotating over. Looking for another way in. Remember, the tank is in position. ByuN's main base is secure. His stim is safe. As he does harass across the map. Oh my god, getting up to 5, getting up to 6 probes. Jesus. 6 workers go down. Can SKillous getting pulled apart a little bit here. Doesn't get much done across the map. Does bleed out a lot of workers. Likewise, the pressure is now on SKillous to get some kind of counter damage, but ByuN, he spreads out his army. He's ready for this. Just very nice spore side here by ByuN. Is in position, denies the drop. Forces back SKillous. ByuN is all over this so far. Now again, SKillous, he's quite fond of going into a charge-based follow-up. He's got +1 on the way. This should be into charge, into a gateway explosion. Ooh, my apologies. Gateway explosion, yes, but going into Bay before Zealots. Okay, interesting. So this time is going into a more Colossus and a more robo-heavy style. More tech-heavy, that's it. More tech-heavy style instead. Reaper does zip in, getting another probe. Getting 3 probe kills already. Again, it's all adding up over time. It's 13 in total. 13 probe kills. And there's a window. There's a window in time where SKillous is vulnerable. What is that window? pre-Colossus. The Bay is just not finishing. He has no Colossus. Here comes the move out. And we'll see if ByuN is able to strike, as these are slow lots to defend. First Colossus on the way. Here comes ByuN. SKillous ready for his own counterattack. Observer does spot the army. Oof. ByuN does scan ahead of time. Oh no! The move commit. A bit of a misrally. Yeah, misrally there from SKillous. He does walk into the army. Here come the reinforcements. And SKillous, he is in trouble. Now, thankfully, he does have his first Colossus and he has force fields. Does have force fields. ByuN has to be so careful moving in. There's the first. But he gets past the ramp. It does get past. Stims in. Thankfully, there is a shield battery. Missile goes up, catches out the main force, and the slow loss, they cannot engage. They're slow, baby. I mean, they catch out some of the ByuN. Oh my god, and the Colossus cannon will barely hold on. Whew. Okay, we hold. He's holding, baby. Charge. It's on the way. We're getting there. ByuN pulls back. SKillous, he survives. But ByuN is looking very comfortable. He's on a proper 3-base economy. SKillous, he needs a fourth. He needs a fourth expansion as quickly as possible. We're just now getting to a second Colossus. Observer gets caught out. And ByuN is taking up into his Ghost. Taking up into Ghost. And ByuN momentum is on his side. Here comes that mind drop from the start of the game. Is cleaned up. But his goal here is to knock down the fourth. And if he can deny the fourth, he can contain and cripple SKillous. He's going for it. Army somewhat in position. Tanks through siege. Nice force fields. But he's going for the base, and the base is going to fall. There's just so many marauders. Yeah, the Nexus cannot survive. And SKillous from here is just contained. He's just contained and stuck on 3 bases. Cannot keep up. ByuN stimming forward. Does catch some of these stalkers. Efficient trades. There's 2 Colossus left. He can just stim in. He can go for the dive. He can and he will. Colossus falls one after the other. There's 1 Colossus left. And GG gets caught. SKillous is broken. And ByuN will take the series 3-0, becoming this week's Sparkling Tuna Cup champion. GG. Whew. GG, well played. ByuN, he will claim the win here. This time he avoids Ryung. Remember, last week ByuN, he fell in the semis. He lost in the semifinals. He did fall to Ryung in a TvT. But alas, this time he was able to avoid that TvT matchup. ByuN, he was able to pop off here in the grand finals as well. SKillous, again, making a couple of mistakes here and there. I'm sure it doesn't help that SKillous is scheduled to play like in an hour or so in a Wardy tournament. So I'm sure SKillous was very anxious about the length of his game and about, you know, whether or not he would have time or not. So I'm sure that may have been a factor as well when it came to his play overall. But regardless, GG. Regardless, GG, well played. Congratulations here to ByuN as he will claim the win. And shout out to SKillous for making it this far. Against SKillous, it was not easy. He took down Ryung 2-0, had a really good showing against Ryung to make it to the finals. And alas, SKillous, he still made it to top 2. Still made it to top 2. GG. GG, well played. Oh, don't forget to join the Matcherino. As exclamation mark Matcherino, exclamation mark, oh, sorry, before I get ahead of myself. Exclamation mark Matcherino in the chat, as we do have a Matcherino page for this tournament. So for those that are curious, this event is funded via Matcherino, so you can help boost the prize pool if you wish. Unfortunately, we have no codes. There are no codes for the Matcherino page or anything like that, but you can help boost the prize pool with your own money if you wish. Otherwise, if you want to help support the Sparkling Tuna Cup as a whole, you can do so via Patreon. As you can see, our current goal underneath SKillous' name, we do currently earn 378 USD a month. All that money does go towards our tournaments, and our next goal is on the horizon. We are so close. Thank you so much to all of our patrons. Thank you so much to all of our patrons that do support us and that do help fund our events. It's thanks to you that we're able to support these players as much as we do. Thank you so much. And yeah, thank you for everyone that does support us there. Otherwise, GG, well played. Congratulations here to ByuN. Again, it was an intense tournament. Shout out to all those that did compete. Again, there was, as that was our random raffle. Shout out to Art, true. Art did take it as well. But shout out to ByuN, shout out to all the other competitors. Again, we did miss a couple of our regulars, but they were otherwise competing in another tournament. For those who do not know, Epic LAN is the big LAN event happening in the UK. Eba and Geralt are competing in that. So some of our regulars were otherwise busy with Epic LAN. And best of luck. Best of luck to Eba and Geralt as they're playing and competing in that UK tournament. So best of luck over there. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. If you want to tune into more of the Cranky Ducklings, this is our weekly schedule. We have it here. We have it here for you here and now. We just wrapped up with the Sparkling Tuna Cup here on Sunday, and our next cast is going to be in around 11 hours. In 11 hours time, we do have a show match between Zaun and Clem. Best of 9 show match. Oh my god, it's gonna be amazing, it's gonna be beautiful. So do tune in for some more TvP action. Likewise, tomorrow in just under 24 hours, in 23 hours time, we're gonna be live with the Wardy TV Monday. That is Wardy TV Monday over on this channel as well. That is an open tournament hosted and funded by Wardy and by the community as well. And I do notice that we did have a replay redeemed. I did notice Tommy Gun did redeem a replay. If we have one available, we have some time. We can jump into a viewer replay cast. If not, we can always do it next time, depending on if Tommy Gun is with us. Tommy Gun. Okay, we're good. We are good. Meanwhile, shout out to, oh my god, shout out to Hero to Zero Gab. Thank you so much for the Twitch Prime. Oh my god, for 2 months. Thank you so much for the support. Again, all the money that we make here on the channel does go back towards our events, and it also helps us do this on a regular basis. So thank you so much for the Twitch Prime. If you want some replays, if you want replays from this event, for example, then of course you can gain them, you can achieve them here. You will gain replays through our Discord server. So if you're subscribed, you can join our Discord and you will gain access to a replay channel where we do post replay packs to our subscribers. So we got you covered there. Otherwise, thank you. Thank you so much for the support. We do appreciate it. What does SKillous do wrong? You mean SKillous? What are you talking about? Aye. But if you're referring to the opener, if you recall, he did take a lot of economic damage. Remember, 13 pros went down in the lead up to that mid game. It can be sometimes easy to forget the early game, but did sustain a lot of economic damage. In the lead up to that mid game, so he had a really rough start getting into the mid game. Because of that, it did also delay his tech. If you remember, I'm pretty sure his lack of charge was not intentional. I'm pretty sure he did forget charge before Colossus, which is why he was stuck with slow lots. He was stuck with slow lots for so long, so I'm not sure if that was too intentional there from SKillous. And likewise, he was unable to get eyes on the rotation, pushing towards his 4th base. I mean, that was regardless, GG, well played. With that, it looks like we do have a replay redeemed, and we're going to be going on a short break. When we come back, we will have a viewer replay cast. For those that are curious, there is a channel point redemption in our chats where you can actually have us cast one of your replays. So we will cast your replays if you wish. I think it's 10,000 channel points, so we got you covered if you want us to indulge in your games. No. Usually they're like animalistic in nature. They're all good. But yes, we're going to be going on a short break. When we come back, we'll have a cheeky viewer replay cast. See you soon. see you soon. Otherwise, if you're only here for pro gameplay, then thank you for watching. We do appreciate it. Do check out our VODs. Do check out us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Discord. Check out our YouTube for all the VOD action as well. Again, we have plenty of content on our channel, and we'll see you guys next time. Otherwise, we'll be back in 5 minutes with our replay cast. See you soon. See you soon.